Welcome to the University of Concordia in Irvine side of today's CCL matchup between the home team, Orange County Riptide, and the visiting Academy Barons. Hello and welcome. My name is Michael Hofling. Excuse me for that. Did not mean for that to happen. I'm sorry if you could hear that on the stream. I'm just trying to make sure. We've had a little bit of trouble with the stream, so I'm just going to check on it every now and then, and hopefully nothing bad happens. I know you guys enjoy the broadcast, and I hope to bring you guys another good one here today. We got Jordan Dosey on the mound, the lefty from Virginia. He's going to be facing this tough Academy Barons lineup, and let's go through that Academy Barons lineup, shall we? Leading off for the Barons is going to be Curiel. In the 2 spot is Lee. Number 3, the designated hitter Solomon Bates, followed by Rubio, Hargroves, and Wallace. They're 4, 5, 6. Then behind the plate is going to be Argamedo. Then Martin and Edior. And on the mound is going to be Tyler Witt. So Jordan Dosey looking for another good start. As has been the case, the Riptide sort of figured out who their starters are. They figured out who their relievers are. They figured out the roles in that pitching staff. And because of that, they've been able to pitch more effectively the past couple of games. Of course, their 9-game winning streak coming to an end after Sunday's loss to this in the series finale, season series finale against the SoCal Catch. Catch had won 5 in a row. The Riptide had won 5 in a row against the Catch. Couldn't sweep the series for the season. First pitch, low and inside, a fastball from Dosey. Nice stop by Andrews behind the plate. 1-0. Dosey on the year, a 3.13 ERA. That's pretty good, everybody, with a 3-1 record in 23 innings pitched. Look at this strikeout ratio. 23 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, near the top of the Riptide in terms of strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. He's at just above 9.5. The 1-1 from Dosey. Fastball at the knees, 1-2. Dosey, the lefty, up against the leadoff man, trying to get the first out of the inning. The pitch, swung on and fouled off to the right side, out of play. Count remains 1-2. So the Riptide looking pretty good as the season comes to an end. That loss was a big one in terms of playoff standings. They had a chance to tie the Santa Barbara Foresters and either the Neptune Beach Pearl or the Healdsburg Prune Packers, depending on the result of that game, of course. Prune Packers won. There's an off-speed pitch left up high. 2-2. The count's even. The Healdsburg Prune Packers came out on top of beating the Neptune Beach Pearl. Neptune Beach Pearl really had their number all year, so that was a big win for them. So they took sole possession of first place in the North and in the conference. Strike 3, he caught him looking. So a very early strikeout from Dosey. I talked about his strikeout material. He's got a good changeup and he's got great off-speed stuff, but he likes to attack hitters with that fastball. That's what we saw there. That's just textbook pitching, everybody. So 1 away after the strikeout. Now it's going to be lefty on lefty. Dosey facing Lee. First pitch. Fastball. High and outside corner. Lee not looking too thrilled about that call, but it is a strike. Defense lined up fairly straight away. Fletcher lined up to the right of second base. The 0-1. Curveball left up high. 1-1. Why don't we take a look at the Riptide defense, shall we? From left to right, it's Aaron Greenfield, Dominic Fletcher, and Joey Parente. Now, Parente got the night off in their Sunday game against the SoCal Catch. Looks to return today with a vengeance. He was a big reason why they weren't able to win that one. Tate Shaw and his replacement. Tate Shaw, not normally a leadoff man, that hasn't been where he is most of the year. The 1-2 pitch, barely tapped, he stays alive. That was a good slider by Dosey. Started way inside, broke to the inside part of the plate, but a nice job by Lee to stay alive. At the hot corner, manning third base, is Paul Gomez. On the other side of the diamond is Logan Polson. 2 middle infielders are going to be Jackson Williams at second and Bo Phillip at short. And now it is Jackson Williams who gets it on the short hop and throws on the first with plenty of time to retire the second man. So now Solomon Bates going to come on up. Solomon Bates, of course, one of the Academy Barons All-Stars this year. He's had himself quite a season in the CCL. And Dosey looking to provide a quick 1-2-3, something we didn't see a lot of in that Sunday game against the SoCal Catch. Of course, these were back-to-back 11:35 starts. Thank you for joining us at this early hour. First pitch, breaking ball, lands in there across the plate, 0-1. So Phillip and Jackson Williams, they're at short and second respectively. And Mitch Andrews, he'll be behind the plate in the squat, putting down the signs for Jordan Dosey. Low one. Swung on and popped up on the infield to shallow right field, just beyond the infield. Jackson Williams makes the catch to retire the side. So Jordan Dosey works through three really competent batters and goes through them very quickly. We head to the bottom of the first. The Riptide looking to do some damage and avenge that loss. It would have been 10 in a row. Looking to start a new win streak here on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Loefling. Stay tuned. So Joey Parente is going to lead things off here in the bottom of the first. They're going to face the lefty Tyler Witt. Tyler Witt draws on the back of the pitcher's mound. That's something we see a couple pitchers do in every level, writing something that means something to them. Usually the initials or the name of a dead friend or family member, trying to honor their name on the field. Tyler Witt delivers the first pitch, a two-seam fastball on the inside corner to Parente, 0-1. The 0-1 to Parente, a fastball. This time is just below the knees, 1-1. Somebody I saw do that not too long ago, Jared Weaver, of course, a longtime member of the Los Angeles Angels, now on the San Diego Padres. Here, Parente lines it to the shortstop. It's a gopher killer, and Parente's not fast enough to beat that one out. Short by a step, one away here in the bottom of the first. But Jared Weaver, always before every start, draws on the back of the mound. He writes the initials N.A. Now, if you remember a couple years back, those initials are for his teammate Nick Aidenhart, who made one appearance in the major leagues. And it was a gem against the Oakland Athletics. Went 6 shutout innings, only allowing 3 hits, I believe. And that night, went out to celebrate. Unfortunately, didn't make it home. Car crash. But now he lives on the field every time Weaver pitches, and his legacy is always remembered. 1-0 is the count right now to Bo Phillip, hitting in the 2 spot. The all-star shortstop takes the 1-0. It's down low again, 2-0. On the year, Bo Phillip hitting .319. Near the top of the team in terms of extra base hits. The 2-0 swung on a miss. It would have been low and away, but now it's 2-1. He's got 7 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. One of only 4 Riptide players with double digits in extra base hits. The 2-1 off-speed pitch left up high, 3-1. Phillip in that all-star game and a huge triple. Scored a run, hit an RBI. It was a Riptide showcase. He takes the 3-1 pitch. It's a fastball that ends up outside. It's going to be a 5-pitch walk, and all of a sudden we have our game's first base runner for Dominic Fletcher. Something I love to talk about on this Riptide team. Tiger Peterson loves lefties and righties. They lead off with Parente, or in the usual lineup for the Riptide, it's Parente, Phillip, and Fletcher, Polshin afterward, then Logan Polson usually. That's lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty. The first pitch, breaking ball, looked like it was outside, but good framing by Argamedo. Changes the umpire's mind, 0-1. Today we only have 2 umpires, by the way. So the lefty Fletcher facing the lefty Witt. The 0-1, it's going to be a pickoff attempt, actually. Nice job by the first baseman to block that one. Make sure it didn't get over toward the Academy Barons bullpen. Let's go through the lineup for the Riptide. So we've already seen Parente and Phillip at the plate as Fletcher, followed by Polshin, Aaron Greenfield, Logan Polson, Mitch Andrews, Jackson Williams, and Paul Gomez. Backdoor attempt there, just sliding in safely is Bo Phillip. Nice job by the first baseman there. Little backhanded tag. Almost got him. From right here, I couldn't really tell. 1-1 is the count to Fletcher. Fletcher, oh so close to winning that game. He grounds it to the first baseman. Nice backhanded play. Doesn't have a play at second. He's going to try to beat Fletcher and will by 2 steps. Nice place by Wallace over there. Coming off the bag while he was holding on Phillip. Phillip, of course, leading the Riptide in stolen bases just ahead of Joey Parente, the 2 of them in the top 5 in the CCL in that category. So the hit and run works, puts a man in scoring position, albeit with 2 outs. And defense going to go back to where they were. You can see on that one the third baseman, Rubio, a little bit closer in on the play. Right now he's back toward the middle of the dirt. Polshin had himself a day in their last game on Sunday. Went 3 for 5 with a walk, 2 strikeouts, also a double. The 0-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled off. A little dribbler. 0-2. Polshin, very, very patient at the plate, even in 0-2 counts. Tends to be his downfall. I could say one thing about Polshin, one of the best ball players I've seen on this team. He can be a little bit too patient, a little bit too greedy. However, he does it very well. The 0-2. Outside, nice take by Polshin, 1-2. And with all the talk on major league teams nowadays with on-base percentage, and of course the movie Moneyball explaining just how important on-base percentage is, I think they over-exaggerated it a little bit. It's not all about on-base percentage, but it is important. The 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2, deuces are wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs and a man on second. But having a good eye, being patient, not swinging at just every strike you see, tends to be a good thing. And it's something that takes a lot of years to master, and I think Jake Polshin has mastered it. The 2-2 breaking ball outside, full count. So Polshin, that patience paying off here. He's worked it from 0-2 to 3-2. Of course, those 3 balls not too close. Hasn't had to think much about them. The lefty Witt out of the stretch. The payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right side. Nice job by Polshin to stay alive. Man at second is Bo Phillip. A 1-out walk and the hit and run and a 3 unassisted by Dominic Fletcher. Has him over there. The 3-2. Outside, nice eye by Polshin, so he works it from 0-2 to a walk. And there's going to be 2 men on for Aaron Greenfield. And I've talked about Polshin's patience. Let's talk about Greenfield's patience. Greenfield, not an everyday player. He's got one of the highest on-base percentages, definitely the highest on-base percentage for the role players on the Riptide because he walks so much. Leads the team in that category. First pitch he sees is a fastball in the outside corner. Greenfield thought about taking a hack, but held back. Doesn't matter. It's a strike, 0-1. Big lead off for Polshin. Of course, Wallace not over there holding him on. The 0-1 to Greenfield. A slider ends up just inside. Good eye by Greenfield. And there we see that patience by Greenfield. It was a close pitch, and you don't want to go down 0-2. Albeit 0-2 is better than rolling one over to the third baseman, especially with 2 outs, which is probably what he would have done. So we decided to stay a little patient, wait for something a little better. The 1-1 is down low with a 2-seam fastball, 1-2. Witt at Wake Forest pitched 2 2/3 innings in his first year playing for them. Gave up 7 runs. And that came in an inning in the third. The other inning in the third, he only gave up 1 and struck out 2. So, sort of struggled one outing and then absolutely dominated the other. 2-2 is the count right now to Greenfield. Greenfield got the start, hitting the 2 spot on Sunday's game. Had a couple of base hits. Actually reached base 4 out of the 5 first times he was up to the bat. The 2-2, a 2-seam fastball runs outside. And for the second straight hitter, we have ourselves a full count. Polshin's the man at first. Bo Phillips the man at second. Runners will be moving here. The lefty Witt gets the sign from Argomedo. The pitch. Swung on and grounded to the first baseman Wallace, who has it. Takes 3 steps and steps on the bag for out number 3. So the Riptide threaten, don't need a base hit to do so, but it stays a 0-0 ball game as we head to the top of the second on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So Randy Rubio will lead things off. It's going to be 4-5-6 against Jordan Dosey, who had a perfect first inning. Dosey started every game he's pitched in for the Riptide this year. His last outing came against the Long Beach Legends on July 5th. He's pitched twice against the Legends. 2 of his best outings, in fact. First pitch to Rubio. Down low. Fastball. 1-0. His last outing went 3 innings, gave up 1 earned run, 5 hits and 2 walks. So a little bit wild, dare I say. Here's a hard line drive to left field. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game. Phillip took a step to his left, didn't have enough time to react to it. It's going to be 1 on and nobody out for the 5 spot. But Dosey, his best outing came against the Legends, and that was on June 20th, where he went 4, gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. Only 2 hits and a walk, and he struck out 2. That wasn't his best strikeout game. Against the Halos his next time, though, he struck out 7 over 4 2/3. So he hasn't gotten the longest. He's actually won every start he's had, and they got Rubio in the pickle. Rubio tries to get around Polshin with a little juke move there, but Polshin a little too quick with his hands, tags him out. So 1 gone. So Dosey allows a man to get on base and immediately negates it. Good pick off there. I thought it was going to be a pitch. That shows you a little trickery. Still a fresh count. Now the delivery from Dosey. Swung on and popped up on the infield. Williams has already caught one this game, and he's going to make another just beyond the dirt out in shallow right. 2 gone. So after Hargroves pops out to Williams, it's going to be Jason Wallace, the first baseman. Wallace made a spectacular play off the bat of Dominic Fletcher, and that possibly saved a run. That gets through into right field. Bo Phillip was stealing on the play. He likely gets to third. You have Fletcher on first, Pulsion walks. All of a sudden that ground ball to Wallace. Not very likely to be a double play as Greenfield, good speed. First pitch to Wallace was outside, 1-0. And the 1-0 delivery. Low and inside, 2-0. Wallace, 161 average coming into today. No home runs, 6 RBIs. The righty digs in and takes a fastball on the inside corner. So Dosey comes back with a strike, makes it 2-1, doesn't want to fall behind 3-0. Wallace, a swing and miss kind of guy. Loves to swing for the fences. Just hasn't been able to get a hold of one thus far this season. The 2-1. Check swing, he didn't want to go after it, but the changeup falls below the zone, and it's 2-2. He struck out 20 times in 56 at-bats. That's more than the 33% whiff rate. Breaking ball there, tried to backdoor him, started outside, tried to cut it inside, but it stays outside. Full count. Dosey looking to avoid a second base runner, looking to go 6 up, 6 down, the payoff pitch. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field, but right at Parente. The ball actually carried a little bit. It got that backspin on it. Parente started to come in and then realized he didn't have to move a muscle. So Dosey allows the first hit of the game, but then picks him off on the very next event that happened. Not even a pitch went by before he was off the base pass. We head to the bottom of the second. Riptide still in a scoreless ball game on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. So Logan Polson going to lead things off here after 2 walks in the bottom of the first. The Riptide couldn't come across the score. A couple of good plays by Wallace over there at first. Now he faces Polson. First pitch from Witt. 2-seam fastball. Looked like it was on the outside corner, taken for a ball, 1-0. Polson, of course, 1 home run on the year, came in the last game. It was a huge home run. Swings and misses at that off-speed pitch. Takes a lot to make Polson go way out in front and look a little silly like that. That's what Witt does. Witt has one of the best changeups in the league. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled off. Hasn't been anything straight from Witt. Yet to throw a 4-seam fastball, it looks like. Sticks primarily to 2 seams, changeups, breaking balls. I've seen two-seam changeup and slider from him thus far. And the 1-2 from Witt. Breaking ball. Popped up on the left side. Moving over to get it is Archimedo right by the Riptide dugout. He makes the catch only a couple feet away from the man on deck, Mitch Andrews, who's going to step up to the plate now. One away. Mitch Andrews from Lamar University. He's been a vital part of this team. After struggling through the first couple of games, he's found his way to almost an everyday role as either the DH or the catcher. The man out of Texas. He's a tough cookie, may I say. First pitch way inside. Andrews has to scoot away from that, 1-0. Witt from Wake Forest. Let me tell you what his coach had to say about him. He said, Tyler, tall, lanky lefty, great changeup and a great arm. He has a chance to throw above 93 when he gets his stuff going, or when he's worked out the kinks in his technique, perhaps. He says he needs to throw a couple more strikes, has trouble finding the zone with his fastball, and he has to develop a great breaking ball. Already he's shown off that his slider can be very good and devastating to right-handed hitters like Andrews, but Andrew lines this one to left field for the first hit of the ball game for the Riptide. So a 2-1 slider, and that ends up pretty much on the barrel of Andrews. That's going to put a man on with only one gone for Jackson Williams. Williams, not normally in the 8 spot in the lineup, has spent almost every game he's been with the team in either the 2 spot or the 9 spot. In the past couple of games, as Gomez has seen more regular at-bats, Gomez and Williams flip-flopping. First pitch to Williams outside, 1-0. So Gomez in the 8 spot in Sunday's game, and Williams in the 9 spot today. They've swapped places, and Peterson may be looking for a little bit more production, a little bit more on-base production, I should say, from Jackson Williams out of the 8 spot. Williams a little bit more capable of reaching base. Gomez a little bit more capable of getting base hits. The 2-0. Swung on and fouled off. 2-1. So we talk a lot about these teams statistics-wise and how they match up as baseball teams. You don't really talk about the camaraderie that happens within each team. Of course, you know the Riptide, a lot of them are great friends. Jackson Williams and Dominic Fletcher, some of the best friends on this team, but all of them really get along together. You don't really see anybody sort of left out of anything. They're all good friends and they all like each other. The Barons are the same way. You can see them there. Not sure if you could see it on the stream, but the shortstop and the second baseman both playing with each other a little bit. Swung on and missed by Williams, so Witt gets him to chase the outside fastball. That's going to be the first strikeout for Witt, and it's going to set down 2 here in the bottom of the second. It's going to bring up Paul Gomez. Gomez, of course, at the hot corner today. He spent some time at second base, shortstop, and third base, looking like Jed Jorko. Extreme utility, man, in terms of infield usage. First pitch from Witt. Outside with the 2-seam fastball. Hits the corner, 0-1. You can see the shortstop and the second baseman sort of playing with one another after that foul ball. Impersonating a double play, doing some imaginary flicks and throws, showing off their swag. 1-1 is the count to Gomez. The man on first, Mitch Andrews, he's got the only hit in the ball game for the Riptide. But unlike the hit by Rubio for the Barons in the top half of this inning, Andrews has not yet been picked off. There are only 2 outs, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, but there are 2 strikes to Gomez, and Andrews not a huge threat to steal, so I doubt they would throw over right now. There's a small lead as well. 1-2 is the count right now to the Mizzou Tiger. He swings and misses, so he gets 2 consecutive strikeouts after the base hit by Andrews to retire the Riptide in 4 batters. We've been all the way through the lineup, but still the hits are even, and the score is even as well. We're staying 0-0 as we head to the top of the third on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. Dosey is back out there working through his third inning of work, or at least we hope he can get through it as he faces 7, 8, 9 in the Academy Barons lineup. It's going to be Argumedo, Martin, and Edier. So Joseph Argumedo behind the plate the first two, now steps up to the plate. The righty with a wide stance going up against the lefty Dosey, who's retired the first 6 he's seen. First pitch. Looked like a changeup lands on the outside corner, 0-1. I say retires the first 6. Of course, Rubio had the base hit and then got picked off. So he's set down and he's gone 6 up, 6 down. Let's say that. The 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball. Tried to hit that outside corner, but stays just up, I believe. 1-1. Argumedo's got 1 foot in the back of the batter's box toward the sort of toward home plate. Very close to that little corner in between the catcher and the batter. And the other foot almost in the opposite corner, as far away from the catcher as possible. I don't see wide stances like that anymore. Everybody tells you you got to stand a certain way, you got to put your feet a certain way. But I believe in what makes you comfortable, what makes you feel best. One of the oddest batting stances of all time. Ricky Henderson, he's a Hall of Famer, one of the best leadoff, arguably the best leadoff hitter of all time. That one's very inside. Andrews tried to block it. Nobody's on base, so no harm, no foul. Count goes to 2-2. Argumedo scooted away, tried not to get hit on that. Getting hit on the toe hurts a lot more than you think. I hear a lot of people say, why doesn't he just wear that? Why don't batters just dig in there and wear it? One, you don't want to get hurt. That's the most important thing. Here's a ground ball to the third baseman, Gomez. Has it on a nice hop, and the throw is just above Polson, who makes the catch to retire the first man, Argumedo. So now Martin will step up to the plate, hitting in the 8th spot. On the year, Martin, he's hitting 177. He's got 4 doubles and 13 RBIs and 2 home runs as well. 2 home runs, tied for second on the Academy Barons in home runs. First pitch was low. It was in the dirt. A 58-foot fastball makes it 1-0. It's actually tied for first in home runs. He's tied with a lot of people, actually. Randy Rubio, Javier Garcia, Bruce Martin, the man at the plate, Hunter Allen, Angel Mora, Grant Ouellette, and Solomon Bates, each with 2 dingers. Of course, the Riptide only have 1 player above them count, and he's tied for the league lead in that category with 6, Dominic Fletcher. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed, a fastball that seemed to be just off the edge of the outside plate. Just off the outside of the plate, 2-1. Dosey looking to continue his dominant outing. His longest outing of the year is 4 2/3 innings against the Ventura Halos, where he gave up 2 earned runs. The 2-1 pitch was high and tight with the changeup, 3-1. Andrews seems to be setting up pretty much right down the middle, but low. Dosey working a little bit to the outside too. Here he goes inside, and Martin fouls it off into the left. Something I worry about is all that construction going on in the parking lot, or at least where the parking lot used to be. There's workers there every game, and we've seen tons of foul balls hit over there. Of course, construction workers always wear the hardest helmets, hence why they're called a hard hat. The 3-2 pitch is up high, ball 4. Martin is going to walk. There's going to be 1 on, 1 gone. But we've seen so many foul balls over to the left side, out of play. And I guarantee you, those construction workers, they've been working hard out in the sun all day. They're not paying attention to where the balls are. They got to be wary. They got to be concerned. I'm sure a couple have come fairly close to some people. We just hope that that parking lot gets finished fairly soon. Only 2 more home games. We hope we can use that lot for at least one of them. First pitch to the 9th spot, Trevor Edier, the center fielder, inside 1-0. Waiting on deck, the top of the lineup. Defense in double play depth. Gomez, the third baseman, guarding the line. Pickoff attempt. Nice dive in back there by Martin. Martin started leaning the other way and just sort of threw his body back to first. Got back in safely. Of course, Dosey already 1 pickoff today. Looking to double that amount. There's actually one game between the Riptide and I believe it was the Arroyo Seco Saints where there were 5 pickoffs in total. And that was a sight to see. There was only one lefty who pitched in that entire game. It was just quick jump moves that got him everybody off balance. Weren't expecting it. And 2 against the Saints and 3 against the Riptide. Of course, the Riptide ended up winning that game, as they have most of the time. However, their last loss before the loss against the SoCal Catch on Sunday was on July 3rd against the Saints, but I believe this was during the 9-game win streak. Marcus Pointer going out to talk to Jordan Dosey. And Dosey, of course, walking Martin and now falling behind 2-0 to Edier, reminding them that this is the 9 spot. You can pretty much attack him. Edier on the year, a 191 average. He's got good speed, so it'd be hard to double him up. But if you get that lead runner with 2 outs, it doesn't really matter. The 2-0 is up high with the fastball 3-0. Dosey from Yucaipa High School. He played baseball and basketball. When you're 6'6" and you got in 215, that's good strength and good size. And when you're a lefty, a lot of basketball players don't expect that. The 3-0 pitch, Edier started heading down to first, was getting ready to toss his bat. Umpire calls him back. The fastball hit the low and inside corner, 3-1. He also earned his team's most valuable pitcher award. He's a pretty good student as well. You got to be to go to a school like Virginia, and he got academic honors. 3-1 pitch. Looked like a fastball would have been up high above the zone, but swung on and fouled straight back into the brick wall. It works as a backstop here at the University of Concordia Irvine. On the left side of the backstop, you got a Concordia sign. On the right side, you got a Concordia sign. Straight back, you just got a 6-inch thick brick wall. And foul balls are no big bad wolf. So those baseballs aren't getting through anytime soon. Edier takes the 3-2 pitch. It was down low with a fastball. That's going to put 2 men on with only 1 away for the top of the lineup. So Donovan Curiel coming up. He's 0 for 1. First time up, he struck out. Dosey, the type of guy you don't know if he's going to be the strikeout pitcher you expect from him. There's been times when he struck out 2 and 4. Times when he struck out 7 and 4. He's got 1 today, and it was against Curiel, who's at the plate. Man on second is Martin. The man on first is Trevor Edier. Right now it's Curiel. A fresh count. The lefty Dosey kicks and fires. Fastball, high and outside part of the plate. Curiel not too happy with that call, I should say. 0-1. Curiel, not normally the leadoff man for the Academy Barons. All the times we've seen them thus far this season, has not been in that spot. Normally Trevor Edier has been there. Trevor Edier being moved down. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Got him with the high heat to chase it 0-2. But the Barons have lost 5 straight outings against the Riptide. And after last year when the Barons won the Southern Division, looking to turn it around, trying to figure out some way to get ahead of this Riptide team. Of course, none of the teams in the South are officially eliminated yet. The Riptide are pretty far ahead, though, in the division. The 0-2. Fastball outside, 1-2. Currently sitting 4th at in the CCL. They're a game behind the Santa Barbara Foresters and the Neptune Beach Pearl. They sit a game and a half behind the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Phillip. 6, 4, 3, double play. They got him. Meanwhile, Martin tries to come around third and score, but it doesn't matter. They got the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the third. Each team with only 1 hit, both of them with 2 walks as well. Looks like we might be a little evenly matched as we head to the bottom of the third on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So top of the lineup is going to start things off in the bottom of the third. Joey Parente against Tyler Witt. Parente grounded out his first time up. First pitch he sees this time is a breaking ball. Sort of buckled Parente there. Parente very aggressive at the plate. Loves to swing at the first pitch if it's a strike. But there sort of backed off the plate, expected it to come in. The 0-1 pitch, he went around on that breaking ball. So 2 straight breaking balls, both of them very good ones. And they made Parente look a little off balance or unsure of himself right now. The 0-2. Way outside with a 2-seam fastball, 1-2. Last time these two teams played one another, Riptide came away with 2 straight wins against the Barons, 5-4 and 5-0. In that 5-0 win, it was Dominic Fletcher who really came through. Fletcher with a double. He went 4 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He also walked. Jake Polshin went 3 for 4, a lot of base hits. Here's a high pop-up in the shallow left field, trying to make the catch as a left fielder, and he will get there to retire Parente. So Parente gets pretty close to a blue base hit, but instead comes away with nothing. And there's 1 gone in the bottom of the third. That was a nice play by Lee out in left. He was lined up expecting Parente to push it. Parente not normally a power hitter. He does have power. He's hit 2 home runs in the year. One of them came in the All-Star game, a huge hit that ended up being the game-winning run for the South. Only 1 home run in CCL play. First pitch to Phillip. Swung on and lined down the right field line. This is going to fall, and that's going to be fair. It's going to reach the wall. Phillip is heading around first. Played nicely off the wall by Hargroves, but it's going to be a stand-up double for Phillip. And just like the rest of the Riptide players do, opens the zipper and checks everybody out. The signal, when the Riptide player reaches second, there's going to be a man in scoring position for Dominic Fletcher. Fletcher's had good success in his time with the Riptide, and he's had great success against this Academy Barons team. As I mentioned, 4 for 4 last time these two teams played. His first time up, he grounded out to Wallace. Moved Phillip over to second. They weren't able to score him. Polshin came up and walked. First pitch to Fletcher. Outside. Nice block by Argometto behind the plate. Keeps Phillip at second. That one moved to runner third at 90 feet up. And with only 1 out, anything would have scored him. So Phillip stays at second. Good awareness. That was me. I would have been jumping right away. The very athletic play by Argometto behind the plate. The 1-0 pitch, a 2-seam fastball, breaks to the outside part of the plate. 1-1. So Witt's got a good lefty-lefty matchup going right here. Fletcher, he's pretty much got a good matchup no matter who he faces. The 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball, lined right back up the middle, but there's the shortstop who will step on second to double up Phillip. So a fantastic effort there by Martin. Grant Martin holding on Phillip. Fletcher, you can't be upset with that one. That's a hard line drive. Just unfortunate. A little bit of lady luck, and the Riptide likely score when we hit to the top of the fourth, though. Still, a 0-0 ball game, although the Riptide do now have 2 hits. Stay tuned to the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. We'll be right back. So Dalen Lee to lead things off here against Caleb Killian, the new pitcher in for the Riptide. It's a scoreless ball game, so after 3 strong innings, Dosey is out. I thought he might exceed his season high for innings pitched. He'd been pitching well, but Tiger Peterson saw the 2 walks he gave up last inning. Didn't want to let him go any further. Didn't think he has the stamina for it, perhaps. First pitch that Lee saw, he fouled off of his leg. So it's 0-1. Caleb Killian's the man, one of the 2 pitching all-stars for the Riptide. He actually started the game for the Southern All-Stars. Gave up 2 earned runs in 3 innings pitched. Looking to do a little bit better than that. It's been a tale of 2 seasons for Killian. Had a fantastic first appearance against the Arroyo Seco Saints, the division rival. He fouls that one straight back. A quick 0-2 to Lee. He went 4 innings against the Saints, gave up 1 earned run, only 2 hits and no walks. That was pretty spectacular. 4 strikeouts. In the very next outing he had against the Southern California Catch, 4 innings again and no runs. Here's a ground ball to the left side into the 56 hole in between Gomez and Phillip. It's going to be a leadoff single for the second time in 4 innings. That's going to bring up Solomon Bates. But since that second outing, Killian has not been himself. Went 3 innings against the San Luis Obispo Blues, gave up 5 earned runs, and then his last outing against the same Barons team, it was on the 7th of this month, gave up 3 runs, 2 of them earned in 4 innings of work. First pitch to Bates across the plate, 0-1. So we're hoping for the first half Killian. Talked to him after his first start, and I said, it's great to have him pitch out there. Nice call from Peterson, and they are going to gun out Lee. A fantastic managerial call from Tiger Peterson. A great throw from Mitch Andrews. Good chemistry. Oh, my. That's what I love about baseball. That's what you love about baseball. Just the strategy, knowing when somebody's going to go, just testing things out. All the strategy. It's like a board game, except it's real life. The 1-1. Breaking ball lands on the inside corner, 1-2. Killian, of course, Texas Tech Red Raider. At Flower Mound High School. Finished with a 5-2 record as a junior with a 1.50 ERA. That one catches Bates looking. The check swing, didn't want to go after it. Killian gets his first strikeout of the day. Now with 2 gone after the caught stealing by Andrews. There's nobody on base for Randy Rubio, the 4 spot. Killian also, he's got some athletics in his family. His father actually ran track at California Lutheran. Of course, that's a rival school of mine, me going to Chapman. 2 of them big rivals in the SCIAC Conference. One of the best Division III baseball conferences in America. In fact, that conference had 2 All-Stars in the CCL. One of them, Matt McGollin. I normally cheer for him, but when he's playing against the Riptide, I can't. Matt McGollin, of course, a Chapman Panther. He's been the ace of that Chapman staff for the past 2 years. It's always a thrill to see him on the mound there. When he's against the Riptide, I hope he gets ripped to shreds. And the 0-1 delivery. Taken by Rubio. Rubio's 1 for 1 on the day. Had the first base hit of the contest. A line drive in the left field. That's where every base hit has gone today. The righty Killian against the righty Rubio. Rubio swings and lines it into left center field, giving chase is Fletcher. He's not going to get there in time. It's going to bounce. A big turnaround first, but a nice throw in by Fletcher will hold Rubio to just a single, and there's going to be a man on with 2 away. So Jonah Hargrove's going to come up to the plate now. Hargrove's 0 for 1. He was in the same situation back in the 2nd He had Rubio on first. Rubio, of course, got picked off by Dosey. And Hargroves was retired for the second out of the inning. Dosey, 3 clean innings, only allowing 3 base runners. Killian's allowed 2 thus far, but they've caught one of them stealing, and the second man is on first right now. Hargroves fouled the first pitch off, the 0-1 pitch. High with a fastball, 1-1. Hargroves, a .300 average. 7 doubles to lead the Academy Barons. Here he lines it down the left field line, hooking foul just over the left field fence in foul territory, 1-2. I was just talking about how he leads the Barons in doubles, and he hits one down the line. And that's the most dangerous thing about Jonah Hargroves, is that he can hit to all fields. He's got good timing. And when you can hit to all fields, that's what makes you a run manufacturer. That's what makes you an RBI machine. That's what David Miranda does so well. Of course, Miranda not in the lineup today for the Riptide. The breaking ball taken by Hargroves. Nice block by Andrews. Keeps Rubio at first, and the deuces are wild. 3 hits on the day for the Barons, 2 hits for the Riptide. Still a 0-0 ball game. This is moving by very quickly. We're just over an hour now. The 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Hargroves. Killian got him just like a father who caught his grounded son on the playground. He got him swinging. We head to the bottom of the 4th, a scoreless ball game. Riptide looking to break that trend when we come back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. We're in the bottom of the 4th here at the University of Concordia Irvine. I don't know if you can hear all that construction going on, but it's going on everywhere around the field. First pitch to Polshin from Witt is on the outside corner with a fastball 0-1. Polshin, yet to record an at-bat today, walked his first time up. That was in the 1st inning. Second pitch he sees is a breaking ball that ends up in pretty much the same spot as the first pitch, 0-2. Polshin, one of the many Riptide hitters with the 300-plus average. The 0-2 pitch was taken. It was low and away, 1-2. His exact average, 310 coming into today. 9 doubles and a triple. Those 9 doubles lead the team. A check swing. And the Barons not happy with the call. They thought Polshin went around. Of course, the umpire's a little bit short-staffed today. Normally, there's 3 out there. Today, only 2. The 2-2 count. Witt kicks and fires. Polshin takes a fastball on the inside corner. Got him off balance, froze him. Looked to be a little bit inside, a little close to Polshin, so he took. But he gets rung up, and he'll head back to the dugout. One away, it's going to be the Tar Heel Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield. Sort of the opposite of what most of these Riptide players are. Greenfield pretty much waits to get to 2 strikes every at-bat. He's moved his average up the past couple of games he's appeared in. Was hitting just about 170 about 3 appearances ago, now up toward 230. He's got a home run on the year. That's what you call perseverance, everybody. Getting off to a tough start. We've seen it from Mitch Andrews. Now Aaron Greenfield going through it. He's been having himself quite a stretch. 0-2 is the count right now. Witt fires. Breaking ball swung on and driven into right field. A base hit for Greenfield. He's now 1 for 2. So as I said, Greenfield waits to get to 2 strikes and then likes what he sees. The third pitch, it was a slider low and away. Most of the times that's a hitter's kryptonite. But he just goes with it, carries it the other way. So we put a man on for Logan Polson. Polson applying the most fun hit I've had all season, Colin. A solo shot in the bottom of the 11th inning. It was a 6-5 lead for the SoCal Catch. First extra inning games that the Riptide have had at home. 1-0 is the count right now to Polson. And actually before the game, he was sitting in the bullpen surrounded by his teammates, and he was talking to his friend from Minnesota. The 1-0, two-seam fastball ends up across the knees, 1-1. And his friend from Minnesota said, "Hey, Logan, I just hit my first home run. Do you got yours yet?" And Logan said no. And I mentioned in previous broadcasts that Logan probably a little bit disappointed with himself on that. Here's a high chopper to the second baseman. Greenfield was moving on the play, so they will only be able to get 1. Polson's retired, but the man is in scoring position with 2 gone for Mitch Andrews. So he was talking to his friend from Minnesota, and he said, I haven't gotten my first one yet, but I'm telling you, I'm feeling it. I'm going to get it today." And we got through the 9th inning. It didn't look like Polson was going to get it. We thought maybe he's going to be taken out because it was getting pretty hot out there, and he was playing third base. We got an abundance of third basemen. Yesterday, a couple players not on the bench, so Polson stayed out there. And then the bottom of the 11th with the Riptide down, had to score a run. There was 1 out. Polson just launched it over the right field fence. I don't know if you can see it on the stream, but out in right center field, there's a sign sort of on the wall that says baseball. It was just over that first L. That's one of the deepest parts of the yard. 0-1 is the count to Andrews, who is 1 for 1. Swings and misses at the high fastball. It was outside as well. Looks like he tipped it back into the glove of Argamedo. 0-2. Andrews looking to get his second base hit of the day. There's a big hole right back up the middle. Andrews is a pull tendency hitter, so the shortstop playing that. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Second straight high fastball. Andrews not too pleased with himself. Can't bring in that run. We head to the 5th, still in the scoreless ball game. These two teams, looks like they're going to go toe for toe. I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller, but it looks like we might be here a while. Might be in for our second straight extra inning game. We'll find out on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. Jason Wallace going to lead things off here in the top of the 5th. Caleb Killian returns out to the mound after surrendering 2 hits in his first inning of work. Looks to have a little bit more clean of an inning. He's going to face the first baseman, Wallace. And the fresh count, first pitch, up high with the fastball, 1-0. Andrews behind the plate. You could tell he was visually frustrated after that last at-bat he had. Andrews, of course, one of the most passionate players on the team. Something I always notice when Andrews isn't catching, when he's usually the designated hitter, or when he's not in the lineup for a day and he's still at the game, Andrews is always out there immediately in between innings, catching the pitcher, warming him up until either Cooper Ewell, Chase Sebi, or occasionally Jake Polshin gets ready behind the plate. But today, I noticed that Ewell and Sebi have been switching off. So I imagine when Andrews isn't in the lineup, Sebi and Ewell might ask him if he can take some. Here's a soft ground ball to the third baseman, Gomez, wandering to his right. He makes a hard throw on the first across his body for the first out of the inning. But I imagine when Andrews is out of the lineup, Ewell, Sebi, or whoever's not behind the plate sort of asks, hey, can I get behind there and warm up the pitcher? And Andrews, being so passionate, he's already out there. By the time they ask, they look away for a second, sort of like Batman in the movies. They're in the middle of their question, they look away, they look back, and all of a sudden Andrews is in full gear behind the plate, warming up the pitcher. Here's a hard ground ball down the right field line, foul. Only a couple feet off the right side of the bag at first. Andrews has a lot of fun at this game is what I'm trying to say. Of course, he was on the top-rated team in the country in high school. The 0-1 delivery from Killian. Swung on and drilled out into right field. That's going to be a base hit. First hit for Argumedo. Argumedo takes a decent turn, but Parente gets to it quickly. And, of course, Parente, a very good arm. He gets it back in quickly to Williams. There's going to be one-on-one away for Bruce Martin. Bruce Martin, the 8 spot today. With 1 out, defense will be lined up in double play position. Martin got on back in the third. 2 walks issued by Jordan Dosey. Ended up getting in scoring position, but would not come across. Of course, it is a scoreless ball game. With 1 out, infield at double play depth. First pitch, swung on and missed. A big cut. Nice pitch by Killian. Just blew the fastball right by him. 0-1. On deck waits the 9 spot, Trevor Edier. Edier 0 for 1. Killian checks on the runner at first. Argumedo not a threat to go. Shouldn't be too worried about him stealing, but you should be worried about a hit and run perhaps. No stolen bases on the year. Hasn't even tried. The 0-1 pitch was fouled on straight back to the chain link fence. Sorry for the inconvenience. That's the only place where we can put the stream, everybody. You do get a great view of the ballpark, though. .02 is the count. Righty on righty. Killian fires. Breaking ball. Nice block by Andrews. Only gets a couple feet away from him. Argumedo doesn't go. 1-2. You got a couple pitches to waste here if you're Killian. First one there was a good eye from Martin. You might go right back to that, or you might try to blow him away right here. Of course, I'm always a fan of the high fastball. We saw Andrews go after that twice, and he struck out to end the last half inning. It was a threat for the Riptide. A check swing. They're going to say he broke the plane. Martin not too happy about that call. He thinking he held up, but the umpire saying, nuh-uh, you don't have strong enough forearms. Head back to the bench. So with 2 outs, that's going to bring up the 9 spot, Trevor Edier. So Killian trying to do exactly what he should, and that is retire everybody before the top of the lineup. Argumedo's the man on first. He singled. That was the 4th hit of the ball game for the Barons. We're in the top of the 5th. Breaking ball's the first pitch to Edier. It falls away. 1-0. Edier, 191 average coming into today. Great speed. 2 stolen bases on the year. Slugging just below .320 and an OPS just below 600. Swung on and missed it. What looked like a two-seam fastball right over the top of it, 1-1. Infield still looks like they're a double play depth, even with 2 outs. Maybe expecting Edier to hit one back up the middle. The best chance we saw for the Riptide in this game, Dominic Fletcher lined what appeared to be a base hit back up the middle with Bo Phillips standing on second. And ended up just getting into the glove of the shortstop Martin, who stepped on second to double up Phillip. The 1-2 pitch, a two-seam fastball on the inside corner. Caleb Killian got him looking, keeps the game scoreless. 4 hits for the Barons, 3 hits for the Riptide. They look to even it up and possibly uneven the score. This has been the longest drought of scoring we've seen in the Riptide game for quite some time now. We're into the bottom of the 5th on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. From Howard, J.C. Jackson Williams is going to be the first man up. Tyler Witt returns out there for his 5th inning of work. He's mowed down the Riptide hitters thus far, something a lot of pitchers haven't been able to do. Got to be a confidence boost for him. It's 8-9-1. First pitch to Williams, down low in the dirt. Nice stop by Argumedo behind the plate, 1-0. Argumedo has really shown off his athleticism in this contest. He stopped a couple of runners from advancing 90 feet thus far. Here's a line drive out in the center, moving back on this Edier, and it's going to be over his head. That's going to reach the wall, actually a step in front of the warning track. Edier corrals it, but it's a stand-up double for Jackson Williams, a leadoff stand-up double, and that's exactly what the Riptide need if they want to go ahead here in this one. So now the 9th spot, Paul Gomez coming up to the plate. Williams, that's his 5th double on the year. He had 2 in 1 game. He was a big reason why they were able to win that game against the San Luis Obispo Blues. That was the 7th game of their 10-game win streak. It was the 6th game of their 9-game win streak. Excuse me. Sorry, I just came into that day against the SoCal Catch, expecting a win, expecting them to get to 10 wins. I was doing all the math in my head. Had all the second place, tied for second place, looking at how all the outcomes would end up. They lost that one, and just goes to show you can't underestimate your opponent. First pitch, way inside to Gomez, who had to scoot away from it. Lost his bounce a little bit, ended up in the other batter's box, 1-0. Williams is the man on second, a leadoff double. In fact, it was a second pitch double. Joey Parente is on deck, yet to record a hit in this game. The 1-0 breaking ball, a very slow curve that ends up just below the knees, 2-0. Witt and Dosey, 2 of the tallest players on their respective teams. Dosey is the tallest player on the Riptide, standing at 6'6". Witt matches him. Both of them lefties, both of them 6'6". The 2-0 pitch, a fastball, ends up at the low and outside corner, 2-1. Of course, Dosey out of this game. The Riptide have been known. Word has gotten across throughout the league. The Riptide have been very what's the word I'm looking for? They haven't been questioning using a lot of their pitchers. They don't usually let their starters go many innings. I think the longest outing for any of the starters this year is 7 innings, and I think it was Tanner Murphy who got that. 3-1 is the count right now to Gomez. But a lot of it has to do with getting people experience, especially when they're up by a lot or down by a lot. The 3-1 pitch is down low in the dirt. Williams takes off immediately, gets away from Argumedo. And Argumedo claiming batter interference. Gomez's bat, he flipped it away before he headed on down to first. Argumedo claiming the bat got in the way and didn't allow him to throw to third to try to get Williams. But the other umpire, now that there are 3 umpires, one of them came in between innings here. So now we have a full staff. But the 3 of them saying that Gomez had the right to throw his bat, didn't know it was behind him. Couldn't do anything there. So it's going to be no one out with runners at first and third. We'll see if there are any hooliganisms, tomfoolery, or shenanigans going on. First pitch to Parente, 2-seam fastball right down Main Street, 0-1. Parente, he's been the leadoff man all year for the Riptide. Only time he's not the leadoff man is when he's not here. In their last game, Tate Shaw led things off. He went 0 for 5 with a walk. So they're glad to have Parente back in that spot. It was the first time Shaw led off a game for the Riptide all season. You could tell that's not where he normally hits, wasn't used to it, and just wasn't comfortable looking all day. So hopefully next time he comes into the game, he'll hit in his 5 spot in the meat of the order. He's a power guy, an RBI guy. That's where he likes to hit. He's also got good speed. That's just a bonus that you get from the meat of the order. 0-2 is the count. Bluff steal there by Gomez. It was swung on a miss by Parente, so that's a strikeout against Parente, who goes down on 3 pitches, keeps the runners at first and third with only 1 out. It's going to be Bo Phillip. So Bo Phillip will step up to the plate now. He's one of the most soft-spoken players on the Riptide. Not a man of many words. And that's not a bad thing. I'm a Warriors fan when it comes to basketball. And every now and again, Draymond Green says a couple too many things and he gets in trouble. Bo Phillip will never be that guy. He's just a calm guy, lets his play do the talking. He's an all-star, possible MVP candidate. I know he'll get at least a couple votes. 0-1 is the count after he swung and missed at that fastball. Just sort of waved at it, but it blew right by him. Tyler Witt has been able to really limit the damage thus far. No runs through 5 innings. 4 1/3, I should say. Double play would likely end it here. Phillip has great speed, but he's more of a base stealer than a speedster, I would say. The 0-1 way outside. 1-1 easy take for Phillip. Infield lined up at double play depth. Shortstop Martin lined up pretty far away from second, though. Now Gomez takes off, but Phillip swings and fouls it off to the right side. Very high and out of play. 1-2, so Gomez, second time he's sort of shown any movement towards second. He does have 2 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught once. 1-2 to Phillip. Phillip reached base his first time up. He's actually reached base twice with a single and a walk. The 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good take by Phillip. 2-2. It's even. On deck waits Dominic Fletcher. Baton will be passed to him should Phillip not be able to score Jackson Williams from third. Just a reminder, Williams led off this inning with a double. And a walk and a wild pitch. Had runners at first and third. Gomez goes once again. The throw down to second is in time to get Gomez. Williams does not try to take home. So a great throw from Argumedo, really showing off the cannon there. Count goes to full, but it doesn't matter with 2 outs now. They just need to attack Phillip, and they will get out of what seemed to be, like at the very beginning of the inning, a sure run for the Riptide. Phillip does have a hit, so he has shown that he can find a way to get on base multiple times, multiple ways against Witt. The 3-2 delivery. Inside corner with the fastball. Phillip thought that was inside. He actually scooted away. He is not happy about that one. But he gets rung up. Having a couple words with the umpire. We've seen Parente get thrown out a couple times. We've seen Glenn get thrown out a couple times. Don't want to get Phillip thrown out. He does not. He'll stay in, but it stays a scoreless ball game as we head to the top of the 6th. How much more even can these guys get? That's only the first time that a runner has even gotten to third today. 0-0 as we head to the top of the 6th on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. We're in for a good one. So it's the top of the lineup to face Caleb Killian. Donovan Curiel will lead things off. Curiel yet to reach base. Killian into his 3rd inning of work. He's looked more like what we saw in his first 2 outings with the Riptide, what earned him that all-star spot. He's been able to mow down these Barons players. First pitch, a fastball just below the knees. Curiel sort of squared up to bunt there, but held back. 1-0. There are no swords, I swear to you, but this is what you call a textbook pitching duel. The arms have been going at it. The 1-0, low and outside. Curiel scoring around the bunt once again. 2-0. At this point, the infield sort of expecting the bunt, so not sure whether Curiel will square around once again. I imagine with no strikes, he'll try until he gets that first strike. The 2-0. He does not square around this time, and it's a fastball across the knees. 2-1. I have a little story to tell about the game on Sunday. Before the game, I had yet to hear about the Conor McGregor-Floyd Mayweather fight, and a couple of the guys were talking about it. The 2-1 is a check swing. They're going to say he broke the plane 2-2. But I heard Conor McGregor, and if you watch HBO, Sunday was also, of course, the Season 7 premiere for Game of Thrones, one of the most popular TV shows in the world, dare I say right now. And Conor McGregor is supposed to make a cameo in that. 2-2 is a breaking ball that ends up just a couple feet short of the plate, taken by Curiel. 3-2 counts full. So Conor McGregor is supposed to appear in Game of Thrones at one point, so I thought they were talking about that, talking about the Game of Thrones premiere, and I was super excited because I love that show. And I had yet to hear about it, so I just went, yeah, I can't wait for the premiere, and sort of ended that conversation, just sort of bumped in and just sort of broke the whole trend and just made things a little awkward. They went back to it later as the 6th pitch of the at-bat is up high and tight. Curiel's going to head on down to first. There's going to be one man on the leadoff walk, nobody out. It's going to be Dalen Lee. Later they were talking about the fight once again. I could hear Mitch Andrews while I was over at the PA table getting things set up for the game. Andrews was talking about possibly, or if anybody was going to put money on the game, who would he put money on? And Andrews said, McGregor, this one's popped up to the right side of foul territory. Polson is underneath it. Shading his eyes, he makes the catch for the first out of the inning, 1 away. But Andrews said McGregor, and he got a lot of snuff from his teammates and coachings, who all told him that why would you ever go against a guy who's undefeated like Floyd Mayweather? McGregor and Andrews' defense was McGregor still in the sport. Of course, Floyd Mayweather coming out of retirement to do this fight. Put up a compelling argument for McGregor, but I agree with the coaching staff. Can't go against a guy who's undefeated. First pitch to Solomon Bates outside, 1-0. Killian looking to get through his third scoreless inning. Keep this game tied up at 0. It's been goose eggs across the board. One of the quickest games we've seen thus far. Only 8 hits in the contest. We've been through 10 half innings. That one's very high, very tight, very close to hitting Bates, but it's 2-0. Waiting on deck, Randy Rubio. Rubio's reached base twice with 2 singles, so if you can get him up with 2 outs and nobody in scoring position, that'd be huge for your team. Riptide looking to do that, but they are behind 2-0. And the pitch from Killian. Swung on and missed. That was a big hat. He was trying to hit a 5-run home run there. But comes up with nothing, 2-1. Polson holding on the runner at first. The 2-1. Fastball right down Broadway. 2-2, it's even. Killian kicks and fires. Fouled straight back, 2-2, he stays alive. Bates leading the team's regular players. When I say regular, I mean everyday players in batting average. Came into today, .486 average. In his 9 appearances, he was a late addition. 2 home runs on the year. The 2-2 fastball across the knees. He got him looking 2 away, and that's huge. As I talked about, Rubio, 2 base hits in this game, making sure that runner at first stays at first and not into scoring position. If Rubio gets a single, he's not going to score this time. Man at first is Donovan Curiel. Rubio, number 19. 2 for 2 on the day. He's got half of the Barons' hits. Killian toes the rubber, fires from the stretch. Down low, nice stop by Andrews. Just picked it clean off the dirt. One and 0 on deck, waits the 5 spot. Trying to end this inning right here. Keep it scoreless going into the bottom of the 6th. Sun is starting to shine. There was a good breeze as the ball gets away from Polson here. Curiel is going to take second. So on the pickoff attempt, all of a sudden they have a man in scoring position. So that second out doesn't mean anything, it looks like. But now they do have an open base. They can afford to pitch around Rubio should that turn out to be the case, turn out to be the game plan. Might be what Andrews went out to go and talk to Killian about. Bullpens going for both teams. We'll see if the Barons change pitchers. Their starter Witt has gone 5 strong. The 1-0. Breaking ball down low, 2-0. But all of a sudden that breeze that was making it one of the best days to play baseball. Very sunny, nice, cool temperature, not too hot. All of a sudden it's disappeared and it's getting much hotter. Maybe that'll be the sign the bats warming up. For the Riptide, I hope. 2-0. Swung on and missed. They're going to try to backdoor Curiel. Not in time. Very close. A heads-up play by Andrews. Saw that Curiel was getting a little bit too comfortable there across the diamond and just checked on him. 2-1 after the swing and miss by Rubio. Still 2-1. Killian's behind. The delivery. A little slide step gets through Andrews, gets toward the backstop, and allows Curiel to take third. However, there are 2 outs. It's not a big deal. Andrews normally so good behind the plate in terms of stopping balls. That's what the Riptide have been one of the best teams in the league at that. Of course, Argumedo, arguably the best catcher in the CCL in terms of stopping balls behind the plate. He's arguably the most athletic. It's like a spider monkey behind the plate, able to hop around and just flick his glove and ball magically comes in. and he's no magician. 3-1 is a high fastball. Hits the top of the zone, 3-2. It is magical to watch Argumedo get some of those breaking balls. It's hard to believe sometimes. Full count pitch. Killian fires. Breaking ball. Fouled off to the left side into the Riptide dugout. Nice snag by Blair Lewis. Blair Lewis now working in the bullpen today. Seems like he's going to have an off day. The Riptide also one of the best teams. Altogether, there isn't a single catcher I can think of on the team who's better than another one in terms of stopping balls behind the plate. Sebi has shown good athleticism. Another swing and a miss and a foul ball straight back. Staying alive. Count remains 3-2. But Polshin, Andrews, Yule, and Sebi have all shown pretty great blocking capabilities. Using that chest protector very well. Another breaking ball ends up just above the zone. Try to catch him off guard in a full count fastball situation. But the first base was empty. So possibly pitching around. A fresh count now in the 31 situation. Andrew's going to go out and talk to his men. Tell them what's going on. Rubio, not the fastest player, so it's likely that if he decides to try to take second, Andrews will toss on down, try to get him out. Riptide had a similar situation to this. Gomez tried to take second, got thrown out by Argumedo. High and tight with the fastball. 1-0. On deck waits Wallace. Should he not reach? Outside, 2-0. Now Marcus Pointer going to go out and talk to him. So Killian struggles. Got a couple of quick outs. And then an errant pickoff throw. A pass ball, has a runner at third. A walk to Rubio, which I can't blame him for that, trying to pitch around the guy who has 2 hits off you. But Pointer just reminding him to just throw, let your defense play behind you. You got fantastic defense behind you. Phillip, Gold Glove shortstop all year. Williams, I don't think has made an error all year. You got Polson, 997 at Hawaii. Paul Gomez, and of course Parente, Fletcher, and Greenfield. Some of the best outfielders in terms of reading the ball off the bat, getting to it quickly. Of course, right field, one of the toughest positions to play in this ballpark. And it's not because of how the ballpark's laid out, because of the weather. I've talked about it a lot. And I'm no meteorologist, but I think I can tell a thing or two about that. It's 2-0 right now. The 2-0 delivery from Killian. Fastball down low, another take, 3-0 all of a sudden. The 3-0 pitch. Fastball, this one. That looked a little bit outside as well. Looked more like a ball than some of the other pitches, but the umpire's saying it's across the plate. 3-1. We're still in the hitter's count, though. He can afford to still be patient. The 3-1. Swung on and lifted high into center field. Fletcher moving back, fighting the sun, but he will make the catch to retire the side. So the Barons get their best scoring chance of the day. Still a scoreless ball game. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's been donuts all around. We'll see if we get the whole dozen when we return on the Orange County Riptide Network. For my hope's sake, I hope we get at least a stick donut. That'd be nice to see. Hoping that the Riptide take the lead on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. It's going to be 3-4-5 for the Riptide here in the bottom of the sixth, facing Tyler Witt, who returns out there once again. Witt, this is his 7th appearance on the year, has not pitched against the Riptide before, but if they see each other again, which unfortunately they won't, but hey, Barron's not eliminated from the wild card yet, so possibly in the playoffs, they might pitch Witt because he has been phenomenal against one of the most threatening lineups in the CCL. Dominic Fletcher took the first one. It was outside 1-0. His last 2 appearances were both against the SoCal Catch. Went pretty strong, 4 innings, 2 earned runs in both of them. And of course, the Catch, they can surprise you. They are last place, but as we saw, they've fallen a little bit of victim to bad luck. They can hit the ball hard. 1-1 pitch outside with a 2-seamer, 2-1. So the lefty Witt still working against the lefty Fletcher. Fletcher 0 for 2. The 2-1. Fouled straight at the plate, 2-2. He's 1-0 on the year, and that only win came against the Catch on June 28th. Before that, his only other 2 starts were against the Oaks and the Halos. And before that, he was out of the bullpen, so he moved from the bullpen to a starter, and he's really done very well. Here's a high fly ball into left field, moving in on it, and diving, but not making the catch. Fletcher will head into second, a leadoff double. And you heard before the inning, well, you didn't hear, but I heard, because I'm at the game. You should come on down to the game, by the way. Always better at the ballpark. But you could hear before the inning, Tiger Peterson asking his guys to get Witt in the stretch as fast as they could. And Fletcher doing exactly that. A very good effort there by Hargroves in left, but to no avail. Actually dove toward the line. We've seen a couple of diving plays. Of course, the Riptide have made a couple. We've seen Tate Shaw make a few. First pitch to Pulsion is down low, 1-0. Come on down to the ball game. You can get foul balls, get free popsicles in this kind of weather. When is a free popsicle not a good thing? 1-0, the pitch to Pulsion. Outside, they're going to try to backdoor Fletcher. The throw gets into center field. No, a nice play by the shortstop, Martin. Got his glove on it on the short hop. It was right in front of Fletcher as well, so Fletcher sort of staying in front of it and blocking the vision of Martin. Martin just sort of stuck his glove out, got a little lucky, went off his glove, and stayed close enough to the infield that Fletcher wasn't able to take third. Behind 2-0 to Pulsion, one of the most patient hitters in the Riptide lineup. And now head coach Kenny Landreau going to go out and talk to Witt. Bullpen has been going for the Academy Barons. It looks like it's Tyler Tungate warming up. They decide to take the Pearl, it would be Tungate, but they're going to let him keep going. He's had himself quite a game, only 5 hits and 3 walks through 5 innings. He's been able to limit damage, wiggle his way out of tough situations, but he hasn't had too many of those. He's been helped by a couple of caught stealings in the pickoff. The lefty Witt, the 2-0. Outside 3-0. So 3-0 to Pulsion. Pulsion has walked already once today, and he will walk again. So Pulsion, he should be in the doctor's office. He should be in the doctor's office. He's so patient. I messed that one up, and it wasn't even a good joke. I apologize, everybody. So the second meeting is going to happen, and that means they're going to have to bring in a new pitcher. It's going to be Tyler Tungate. And we'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. As they take a break, so will we. Stay tuned. So it's a new pitcher. Tungate is the man out of the bullpen. He's going to replace Tyler Witt. So 5 strong innings, but he does strand 2, Witt does. So Tungate going to try to work his way out of this jam. And the new hitter coming in for Aaron Greenfield is Tate Shaw. So Greenfield's day is done as well. First pitch to Shaw. Popped up on the infield. Moving back is the shortstop Martin. He will get underneath it and retire the first out on the first pitch from Tungate. So Tate Shaw's retired. Going to be Logan Polson now. Peterson, a huge fan of the lefty-righty matchups. Seen a lot of those. Talked about the construction a little bit today. It's going on to the left of us, going on out beyond center field. And as of right now, just beyond the center field wall, above the S in the baseball sign I was talking about earlier in the broadcast, they're taking down the tree. It's a little distracting. First pitch to Polson, fouled straight back, almost straight into the glove of Archimedo, but he can't hold on, 0-1. Well, I can't tell. He's either going to move the tree somewhere else or take it home for Christmas, but it's a little early to be thinking about that. Man on second, and the man on first, 1 out. The 0-1, inside corner, across the knees as well, 0-2. Polson has found himself in this situation before, early 0-2. He's battled out of it, looking to do that right here. 0-0 ball game. Riptide have been threatening all day, but have not been able to push anything across. That ball gets away. Polson started heading to second, but looked forward, saw that Fletcher wasn't trying for third, and had to head back. 1-2, nice out by Polson. Tungate, this year he's made 6 appearances. This is his 7th game. Past 2 appearances, he's been out of the bullpen. He was a starter in 3 of his first 4, so he's the head coach, Kenny Landreau, realizing that he doesn't have the greatest stamina perhaps and moved him to the bullpen. He's become sort of more of a specialist type guy, pitching 1 or 2 innings. There's a slider, gets in the dirt. Fletcher starts to take off. It gets away and it gets into center field. Fletcher tries to steal third, but Edier, the center fielder, very aware of what was going on. He was there to back it up. Count goes to full still with only men at first and second. There was a lot of stuff going on there. Tough to mark up had anything happened, but instead we're right where we were just a second ago. 3-2 is the count. Polson's been very patient, worked it from 0-2 to a full count. Man on first is Polson. At second is Dominic Fletcher. Looking to push across the first run. We're in the 6th, everybody. The 3-2. Tungate starts to pitch. He takes off. Fletcher started to steal. And they're in the pickle, and they're going to say runner interference. So a lot of good stuff happening there. Fletcher, who was dead in the water out between second and third. Third baseman Rubio just gets slightly in the way. And Fletcher will be at third safely. There's going to be runners at second and third with 1 out. And this creates a whole new game plan for Logan Polson. I'm on my feet, everybody. I haven't had a reason to leave my feet yet, but all of a sudden, Riptide have a chance to take a lead, and this might be the only runs we score with how this game's been going. Polson, the gentle giant from Hawaii, trying to come up giant here. He had his first home run of the season in their last outing. He's come up clutch in multiple occasions. He's been our player of the game 2 games in a row. Infield in for the Barons, the 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Bases will be loaded for Mitch Andrews. And now the infield going to move back to double play depth. However, the first baseman Wallace and the third baseman Rubio both in, only a step back from the grass. Andrews 1 for 2 on the day, a single back in the second. And he struck out his last time up. But that was against Witt, facing the new guy, Tungate. Fresh count, first pitch. Fastball. Right down the middle. 0-1. He piped it. Big leadoff for Polson at first. Big leadoff for Polson at second. Fletcher only a couple feet off. The 0-1 low and outside. Nice stop by Argometto behind the plate. Come on, Argometto. Just once. Just once. Let it go by you. He's been good all day back there. How do you keep such fresh legs when you're in the squad all day? The 1-1. Swung on and popped up. Foul to the right side. Out of play. Very high and very foul. 1-2. The count goes. 0-0 ball game. This is the best chance the Riptide have had all day, and they've had good chances. The 1-2 down low with the fastball 2-2. Good eye from Andrews. Some people say I talk a little too loud up here and it gets in the hitters' heads. Take a look at Andrews and what he thinks of when he steps up to the plate. It's only baseball. I feel like he tones everything else out. I doubt he can even hear the construction going on. 2-2. Swung on, drilled down the left field line, foul. 2-2 it stays. We'll do 2-2, take two. Still one out. A ground ball. If he hits it soft enough or not right at somebody, would likely score a run. Just looking to avoid the double play. Base hit would do wonders. The 2-2. Swung on and fouled off once again. Tungate and Andrews doing battle. Who will come out victorious? The 2-2. Fouled off once again. This just in. Mitch Andrews, the next competitor on Survivor with the way he's staying alive. Still 2-2. Tungate can afford to waste one here, but does not want to fall behind 3-2. So if he gets there, any mistake, score at least one run. 2-2 once again. Breaking ball inside. Full count. Argometto set up outside on that one. Pitch went inside. A mistaken location. He's lucky he didn't cross the plate. That's Andrews' hot spot. The 3-2. Tungate fires. Ground ball to the left side. Foul once again. That's 10 pitches in the at-bat. 10. And I'm not trying to jinx it, but every time I've seen an at-bat like this, it usually ends in a hit or a strikeout. Hoping for the former. Andrews. He's been up there a while. He lines it into right field, a base hit. Fletcher will come across. They're going to hold up Polson, but Andrews does what he needs to. A base hit scores the first run of the game. A 1-0 lead for the Riptide here in the bottom of the 6th. So Andrews, just like in their last outing, gets the first RBI of the contest. Second hit of the ball game. And I think it's fair to say he has become a demon with his hot hands. He's been hot all around. Other than one game where he went 0 for 4. He's been hot, either an RBI or 2 hits in every game for in 9 out of his last 10 games. He's had either an RBI or 2+ hits. Pop about in the shallow center field. Second baseman gets over there and he makes the catch. 2 outs. Not deep enough for Polson to tag and score. So it's going to be up to Paul Gomez to try to extend this 1-0 lead. Gomez, the Big 10. That's the score right now, 1-0. Looking to double it, triple it, make it 5-0. Why not? Gomez is due for a home run. First pitch he sees is a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1. Tungate, since he's come in, has done a very good job of getting the first pitch across. It's been what comes after that's been the trouble for him. So Tyler Witt does not leave with a clean outing. The 0-1 is inside, 1-1. Gomez turned away, almost running and hit his jersey. Tyler Witt in line for the loss now after 5 strong innings, 5+. Be unfortunate. But that's just how baseball works. And as a Riptide fan, I can say, I want them to take the loss right now. I want them to hold this lead and keep it for the rest of the game. Keep it like a prized possession. Like a family heirloom. Keep it. 1-2 is the count to Gomez. Defense lined up entirely straight away. Lined out in the right center field, giving chase. They're not going to get there. That's going to drop. That will score 1. Polson comes across. Polson comes across. Andrews will round second. He will score. Throw goes into second. Not in time. Gomez took a big turn around second. Got back in safely. A bases clearing double for Paul Gomez. Makes it a 4-0 lead for the Riptide. I don't know what it is, but they must have gotten the polar bear if they were going to break the ice this way. 4-0. Joey Parente, the top of the lineup now. He's got a man on second, Paul Gomez. 4 runs across. 2 of them credited to Witt. 2 of them credited to Tungate. And these 2 guys actually have a little bit of history. These 2 teams faced off in their conference championship in college. Lewis and Clark State went against Tungate's University. Hold on a second, I forgot. Faulkner University. The 2 of them went against each other in the championship. So they have a little bit of history. They might know each other a little bit better than most other hitters might know. Tungate, Parente, looking to put that history to use. The 1-1, outside 2-1. Parente, not something we normally see from him, hitless today. 0 for 3. The 2-1. Dribbled to the left side, foul, 2-2. Deuces are wild. On deck waits Bo Phillip. Parente looking to make it a 5-run deficit for the Barons. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good take by Parente. 3-2. And Argumedo, another good block back there. I'm telling you, if there's ever an apocalypse, I want a barricade made entirely of whatever Argumedo is made of. Blocking everything. 3-2. Very high and tight, but Parente, as he was ducking away from it, his back crossed the plate, and that's a strikeout. A little bit unfortunate for him, but that's just how the game works. 4 runs come across. The big hit, a 3-run double by Paul Gomez. The Riptide are up 4-0 on the Orange County Riptide Network. We're heading to the 7th. Everybody stay tuned. New pitcher in for the Riptide. Starter Dosey went 3, Caleb Killian went 3, and now it's Braxton Smith. We'll see if he goes 3. Wallace is going to be the first man he faces. First pitch, outside corner with a fastball, 0-1. Smith from La Tech just transferred over. He'll spend his first year there next year. The 0-1 breaking ball looked like a slider that tailed off the edge of the plate. 1-1. A 4-run bottom of the 6th breakthrough, make it a 4-0 lead. The 1-1 is grounded to the third baseman Gomez. Tricky hop, but a nice glove. He flashes the leather and makes a strong throw on to first to retire the first man. 1 away. Joseph Argumedo to the plate now. Argumedo showing off his defensive capabilities. He's reached base once today. And if they're going to try to come back, it has to start now. We're in the 7th. If they don't get any runs here, they only have 2 chances to climb back. Here's a line drive out in the center. Coming in is Fletcher. He will make the catch. A little bit of backspin allowed it to carry out to him. Looked for a second like it was going to be a bloop single, but instead, it's just out number 2 for the number 8 hitter, Martin. Martin has reached base today with a base hit. Got in the scoring position. Got in the scoring position with only 1 out. Luckily, Dosey got the next hitter, Trevor Eater, to ground to a double play. That was not Trevor Eater, that was the top of the line, Donovan Curiel, to ground into a double play. 0-2 is the count after 2 swing and misses. Braxton Smith has made the most appearances of any Riptide pitcher, the 0-2. Low and outside, 1-2. A check swing. They check down the first, but they say he did not go around. Smith kicks, fires, working at a very fast pace. He gets the changeup across the plate and catches Martin looking. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Stretch time, everybody. Oh, I need that. Get ready on the Orange County Riptide Network. Riptide are up 4-0. Stay tuned. It's stretch time here at the University of Concordia Irvine. New pitcher in for the Academy Barons. It's Aaron Soto, the lefty, arguably the best pitcher for the Barons this season. Comes in today a 1.42 ERA on the season. So we will look to keep this at just a 4-run deficit. First pitch to Bo Phillip is fouled off, out of play, 0-1. Soto has actually pitched twice against the Riptide this year. He's gone 4 innings, and those have been the only 2 times he has given up runs this season. 3 runs on the year in 19 innings. Both of them came in back-to-back appearances against the Riptide. That's a pretty good omen for the boys in blue. The 1-1 pitch was swung on, fouled, off the glove of Argometto, 1-2. Waiting on deck, Dominic Fletcher. He's also pitched once against the Orange County Surf, where he went 2 innings. Did very well against them. Has had less success against the Riptide. He's had success against every team. The Foresters, the Legends, Halos, Oaks. But not so much against the Riptide. So looking to keep that trend going. Phillip fouls off another one. Count stays 1-2. We're in the bottom of the 7th here. It was a single by Mitch Andrews to make it 1-0, and then a bases clearing, bases loaded double by Paul Gomez, making it 4-0. The 1-2 up high with a fastball, 2-2 from Soto. Something I like about Soto is he is your typical middle reliever. Does not allow a lot of leadoff walks or hits. Swung on and missed by Phillip. A strikeout for the first out of the inning. Fletcher will come up with 1 away and no one on. So Soto doesn't allow a lot of leadoff men to reach base. However, in his previous 2 appearances against the Riptide, he had both times. But he has not had many 1, 2, 3 innings. So he's not the dominant guy. He's not a closer type. He maybe doesn't have closer mentality. He's made all of his appearances for the Barons out of the bullpen this year. But he's very efficient. Not a strikeout guy, but a guy who hits his locations. There he hits his location, and it's a ground ball from Fletcher to the second baseman, who makes the easy throw on the first for the second out of the inning. So very well done by Soto. Retires the first 2 men he sees, and now 2 quick outs will bring up the cleanup man, Jake Polshin. Polshin, reach base twice, both via the walk. Swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. A yuckadoo hack trying to hit it over the fence. Still looking for his first home run of the year. Polshin got his, and now Polshin, pretty much the only guy who sort of expects to have at least one. Here he drills it out into center field, but moving to his left and seemingly having a beat on his ear, he gets underneath it, and he makes the catch for the final out. So a very quick 1, 2, 3 for Soto. I said he doesn't get a lot of 1, 2, 3s. Proved me wrong there. We head to the top of the 8th, a 4-0 lead for the Riptide. We've been blazing through this one on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Oefling. Stay tuned. Braxton Smith returns out there for a second inning of work, working with a 4-run lead. He's got 9-1-2 due up. Trevor Edier will be the first man he faces. Edier reached base once via walk. First pitch he sees is outside 1-0. Smith on the season. He's made all his appearances out of the bullpen. He's 1-0 with 1 save. He's been great out of the bullpen. Only giving up 2 earned runs in 15 innings pitched, 4 runs total. In his last outing against the Cats, he gave up 2 runs. But that was a tough game to watch for all the Riptide fans. 6 errors in that game. 3 in 1 inning. 2 from Polson and 1 from Polshin. 3-0 is the count right now to Edier. So Smith, after a strong first inning of work, looking to keep it going, but now must battle back from 3-0. Edier not to push over at the plate. Can get good contact. The 3-0 is on the inside corner with a fastball, 3-1. He can get good wood, but he is somebody you can attack, and that's what Braxton Smith will do right here. 3-1 inside. Edier will head on down to first. A leisurely stroll will put the leadoff man on for the top of the lineup. Donovan Curiel. Curiel, not the best day at the plate. Hasn't reached base. But he's had a good day on the field. No errors, only 1 error on the day, and it was by Mitch Andrews, a pass ball. And allowed the runner to get the third, but of course, no harm, no foul. Not typical. We don't typically see errors from Andrews. He's great behind the plate. But he happens to the best of them. Nobody has 1,000 fielding percentage. First pitch, just off the outside, almost painted the black there, 1-0. Braxton Smith from the stretch. Edier showing no signs of taking off. So the 1-0 is fouled just over the Barons bullpen. 1-1. Curiel takes the 1-1 pitch, a breaking ball that fell off the edge of the plate, 2-1. Smith has pitched twice before against the Academy Barons. He's pitched 3 innings. He's given them no runs, and he's actually struck out 3. Hard ground ball to the second baseman Williams. 4-6-3. Double play. So Smith works around the leadoff walk, gets the ground ball he needs. A hard hit ground ball, but a nice play by Williams. Corrals it in his stomach and is able to flip it to Phillip. And Phillip, of course, has one of the strongest arms you'll ever see. He has to get checked every time he goes to the airport. They say you can't bring those guns on the plane. And Phillip just says, but those are my arms. Now the man up is Lee. Swung on and missed. Looked like a breaking ball over the top of it, 0-1. Lee has reached base once via a base hit. Swings and misses at the second pitch. He's waving at flies right now. Braxton Smith able to throw it right by him. 2 pitches, 2 strikes, 2 whiffs. Looking to make it a trifecta. Swung on and grounded softly back to Braxton Smith, who throws on the first easily and gets Lee by 2 steps. So another quick 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Riptide lead 4-0. And the Barons, their hopes look bleak right now. Of course, the Riptide's magic number is 4, looking to make it 3 when we come back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So Tate Shaw to lead things off here. He came in the 6th for Aaron Greenfield. First pitch he sees is hit very high, very deep, very foul down the right field line. 0-1. Actually, the first baseman, Wallace, he just sort of looked at it and immediately lost it. Luckily, it was foul. It was hit so hard it got through him right away. The 0-1 is way outside with the breaking ball. 1-1. Shaw 0 for 1 on the day. The 1-1 is fouled straight back. 1-2. Shaw returns to his normal spot in the lineup, hitting 5th. That's where he likes to be. He's got good speed. He's more of a 1 or 2 hitter, but as we saw in his last time in the leadoff spot, it's not where he's comfortable. He's returning to his spot, and they needed him. In this tie ball game, looking for some spark to get a run across, he came in, and all of a sudden, in the next inning, they were able to score 4. There's a fastball across the outside part of the plate. Shaw goes down looking for the first out of the bottom of the 8th. 1 away. Connor Beck is going to come into the game now. He's replacing Jake Polshin, the designated hitter. So Beck, the righty, going up against the lefty. And the first pitch to Beck, swung on and fouled out of play, 0-1. So Polshin, after reaching base 2 of his 4 times at the plate, he gets to take a break. And in this heat, you can never say that's a bad thing. Of course, everybody wants to get more at-bats. Everybody wants to play the game they love. But it also feels good to sit underneath that easy up every now and then. The 0-1. High and outside, 1-1 with the fastball. Beck, one of 2 Becks in the CCL. One of 3 Becks, actually, but one of 2 Becks on the offensive side. Justin Beck for the San Luis Obispo Blues. Swung on and missed. The 1-1 waved over the top of it, 1-2. But Beck, .231 average. Beck at the plate. 3 doubles and a home run. 9 RBIs, one of the later additions to the Riptide roster. The 1-2. Just inside with the fastball, 2-2. Good eye from Beck. One thing about Beck, he doesn't like to walk a lot. Only 3 walks in 43 plate appearances. But here he takes the 2-2. It was high and outside once again. 3-2, counts full. Beck, a free swinger. Swings to anything close in 2 strikes, which is good for protection. Not good when you're overthinking it. He swings at that one. It was close, and he fouls it off. Stays alive at 3-2. Andrews, the catcher, is the man on deck. Of course, Andrews drove in what looks to be possibly the game-winning run. Swung on and fouled off once again by Beck. 3-2 it stays. Fun fact, the Riptide have not shut out anybody this year except the Barons in their last meeting. So looking to make it 18 straight scoreless innings as Beck strikes out there. Unfortunate for him, a good battle, wasting a little bit of the arm. Mitch Andrews will step up and look to extend this inning and possibly extend the lead. They're up 4 right now. It'd be 18 consecutive scoreless innings dating back to their last game. And dating back to the game before that, it would actually be 20 consecutive scoreless innings. The last time they scored against the Riptide was July 7th in the 7th inning. They were up 4-3 at that point. Of course, the Riptide scored in the 8th and 9th to go on and win that game. They were able to get the best of Matt McGollin. The Chapman stud, all-star for the CCL this year. Never liked seeing him take a loss, but hey, when it's against the Riptide, I love it. The 0-2 outside. Andrews struck out one of his at-bats earlier on the pitch just like that. This time he holds back 1-2. The lefty kicks and fires. Andrews swings and fouls it off. 1-2, count remains. Academy Barons, a historic CCL team, one of their members, famous baseball player Chris Davis. Not the Chris Davis you're probably thinking of, not the Baltimore Orioles guy. The Oakland A's left fielder, who actually hit more home runs than the Chris Davis you're thinking of last year. The 2-2 to Andrews. Swung on and missed. Andrews goes down for the second time. He's frustrated. He has 2 hits, but 2 strikeouts as well. We head to the top of the 9th. The last hope for the Barons. Hopefully the Riptide can get back in the win column on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So Braxton Smith returns out there for his 3rd inning of work, looking to keep the shutout intact. Jordan Dosey, Caleb Killian, and Braxton Smith have worked through 8 flawless innings without a scratch on their record. First pitch, Andrews took that one. Looks like it might have gotten underneath his chest protector. And he's in pain, everybody. Seems to be doing better now. Trainers are going to go out and see what's up. Looks like they're checking out his hand, actually, so maybe he took that off his wrist. Riptide's next game will be against the Santa Barbara Foresters 2 days from now. It's going to be in Santa Barbara, and that's actually a huge game for the standings because the 2 teams split their first 2 games of the season. And if it's a win for the Riptide, they will actually move into a tie with the 2 of them, but the 2 teams will move into a tie should the Riptide come away with a win here. And the Riptide will own the tiebreaker. So they will move ahead of the Foresters in that account. They would be in sole possession of 2nd place in the CCL. Depending on how well the Prune Packers do, they can move into 1st on the season. Playoffs are more or less set at this point. The 1-0, 2-seam fastball runs inside 2-0. Andrews a little slow throwing it back. Tiger Peterson went out and talked to him to make sure he was okay. He said he was all right. But we'll keep an eye on him. Of course, Andrews, I've talked about how passionate he is and how tough he is. Not the type of guy who would be willing to go out because of an injury like that. 2-0 pitch was on the outside corner with a fastball, 2-1. Smith has wiggled his way around tough count situations. He's fallen behind 4 hitters thus far through the first 7 he's faced. 3-1 is the count right now. The pitch to Bates is swung on and drilled out in the right center. Playing it nicely was Parente, but it's going to be off the wall. Parente gets to it quickly. He might have a chance to get him at second. but Bates is too quick. The throw is just a little bit too late, and it's going to be a leadoff double for Solomon Bates. And now there's a man in scoring position with no one out. Trying to keep that shutout intact. It's been 19 straight consecutive scoreless innings against this Barons team. Looking to sweep the season series. Braxton Smith just needs to get 3 outs. Randy Rubio is the man at the plate right now. First base is open, but on deck is Jonah Hargroves. Rubio has 2 hits in the contest. He's also walked once. He's been a pain in the Riptide side all day long, but he hasn't faced Smith yet. First pitch. Low and outside. Corner. 0-1. I've talked about being able to get popsicles by getting foul balls, and some of the guys in the Riptide bullpen decided to get in on the action. Normally, I only see Tanner Murphy rolling around getting foul balls. Today, I saw Caleb Killian, Blair Lewis, and Will Tomlinson get after it. So they'll get a little refreshment and good treat. And a good price, too. 1 baseball for a popsicle. Not a bad deal. Makes me think, could you bring a bucket of fresh balls out to the ballpark, rough them up a little bit, say it's a foul ball, and get away with it? Might try, but you got to be aware of that. 1-1 is the count right now to Rubio. Rubio takes it. It's a changeup that drops below the zone. 2-1. Barons are down but not out. Everybody's still cheering, encouraging Rubio to get on base. 4-run deficit. The 2-1 pitch is on the outside corner with a fastball. 2-2. Only 5 hits in the game for the Barons. No runs. 4 runs on 7 hits for the Riptide. There's been a couple walks. This game has flown by. The 2-2. Low and outside, 3-2. Looking to push that magic number to 3. The Saints have won 2 straight ground ball to the shortstop, Phillip, and they have him in a pickle. Bates gets tagged. So they get the lead runner, no longer as a man in scoring position, but Rubio ends up on first base on the fielder's choice. 1 away and a man on first. For Jonah Hargroves. I made a mistake earlier in the game. There was a fly ball to Lee out and left, and I said it was Hargroves. I'd like to apologize for that. It's a nice play by Lee. And Hargroves himself a good fielder, but I got to give credit where credit's due. It's a fantastic running catch. And another time when he made a nice dive ground ball into the 56-hole base hit for Hargroves. 2 on, 1 out. So now the first baseman, Jason Wallace, is going to step up. Another good opportunity. But the Barons have not been able to score when they've had these before. They've ground into 2 double plays looking for their third. Braxton Smith has induced 1. Looking for the dynamic duo. First pitch is grounded, foul, 0-1. Defense lined up entirely straight away, slightly in double play depth, but they're a little bit farther out than normal. Big hole in the 56 and 43 sides. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Got him with a 2-seam fastball, 0-2. Wallace digs back in. Reached base once today. Smith. He was getting ready to throw, but timeout called by Wallace. Looks like he had something in his eye. You know what's really tough is for how the hitters are going to stay so focused when they get up at the plate, especially when all that construction is going on just to the right of the batter's eye. I see somebody out there right now. He's been watching the game for a while. Swung on and missed. Got him. So a 3-pitch strikeout for Smith gets the second out of the inning, and all of a sudden the Barons are down to their final out, and they don't even have the tying run at the plate. So Argumedo is going to come up. Argumedo has a hit and a walk. He's done well today, even better behind the plate. He's been arguably the Barons MVP thus far. Could argue for Tyler Witt, who went 5 strong innings, but it looks like he's in line for the loss right now. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop, Phillip. He will underhand it to Williams at second for the final out of the game. So a very quick game, the fastest game we've had this entire season. A 4-0 victory for the Riptide. They get back in the win column after a 7-6 loss in the final game of the series against the season series against the SoCal Catch. They move to a half game behind the Santa Barbara Foresters, and should the Foresters win, the game against them will be monumental. Until next time, we'll see you on the Orange County Riptide Network. We'll be right back with the post-game interviews. We'll try to get Paul Gomez and Marcus Pointer when we come back. Stay tuned.